Take a look at this. I have something to show you.
Have you ever wanted to work directly with someone that could change your life and your business? You know, we all pay for things in life one way or another. For some of us, we pay for our lack of knowledge and our lack of education, not exposing ourselves to what could have been. Small decisions often lead to big advances. And oftentimes, fortune will favor the bold ones who take action. Others of us literally pay the price for our information, and we invest in ourselves because we know that is what separates us from those who are simply trying to be their best. We know that trying is not good enough. We must execute the plan, even when it hurts a bit financially. I believe that you are watching this for a reason. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. Nowadays, people know the price of everything and the value of nothing.
And it looks like this time, it's for real.
Come on board. You'll be glad that you did. Welcome home.
So then, how did you then go from that, because I understand, integrating, you speak, you're doing the real estate, you got the info products around real estate. How did you make the jump from there to Outsource King, which, I understand you do some outsourcing, but that seems to be a standalone, it could be, on its own. Like, what's the jump, and then how do you link that back into to what you're doing?
I'm glad you asked it that way, because it made me think about why that happened. I got to go back just a little bit. I started out 10, 11 years ago in the mortgage industry, putting the suit on every day, getting to the office right at 9, leaving literally at 9 p.m. We took a lot of pride for some reason in working these 12-hour days. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but
I'm a CPA, I understand the hours.
I actually got burned out, Paul, at the age of 25, 26, 27. I was actually burned out around the age of 27, and I said to myself, what in the world am I going to do if I'm already burned out and I still got to work another, at least another 20 years, and maybe 30, maybe 40. If I still have to work more decades, how am I going to do this the right way? So I looked at real estate. I was already venturing into that a little bit. I was experimenting already, and I was planning to make that leap. But I said, if I'm going to do it, why not also do it in a way that's different? So I started to look at things almost like a kid and say, what do I not like to do? And I started to look at also, what do I actually enjoy doing? What's like my space that I'm actually really good at? Where can I help people the most? Where can I have the most fun doing it? And I started looking at the areas that I wouldn't mind doing for a long time. And that might be speaking in front of a room. That might be doing sales. That might be doing some of the things that you do in real estate investing anyway.
Right.
But there's about 7 or 8 or 10 other things that maybe I don't like as much. And how can I, one by one, systematically understand them, but yet eliminate them and never have to do them again? To do that, you have to take a firm look at your business. You have to break down each responsibility and how it happens. You have to understand a little bit about it.
Sure.
And then you can choose the right person or system to replace you in that particular role. So to me, I looked at it and I said, what's the one part, what's even the reason that people do real estate investing in the first place? A lot of guys have tried to convince me that they love looking at property, and I like looking around this room. It's pretty cool, and that house is cool too, but how many times you got to see a property, no matter how beautiful? We got the New York City skyline right over here.
Yep.
Beautiful. I love to look at it. But how many properties do you got to see before you kind of say, all right, I've seen a lot of property, right?
I don't want to do this anymore.
Right. So my point is that I realized I like property, I like being around it, etc., and talking about it, but Where's the lifestyle portion? That's why we got into real estate investing, to
Right.
quote unquote become an entrepreneur, be our own boss, run our own thing. But the lifestyle portion doesn't just happen. You
Right.
actually have to create the lifestyle part on purpose.
Yeah.
And once I clicked that up and I said, this is its own idea, concept, and thing I got to work on in and of itself, I actually started to work at becoming more lazy.
Yeah.
I had to work at that because I was so used to that being in the.
I'll do it myself.
in
I'll
the-
do it
yeah,
myself.
Being in the office, wearing the suit, the things I do. I do this, I do that, taking over control. I actually worked on becoming lazier. I worked on releasing control. I worked on looking at somebody else do the job, having them do it a little differently and maybe only 80% of my quality, and saying I'm okay with that. I worked on sending an email to someone as detailed as I could, and then just trusting that they'll get the job done in the way that they also can interpret a little bit. Because if you need to just micromanage the whole thing, you don't leave any room for interpretation for the other person,
Right.
then you'll be micromanaging the whole time, and you'll be managing your quote unquote virtual assistants.
Right.
You know, so that's just like a little bit of how I feel about like business and this whole lifestyle portion of becoming a real estate investor. A lot of people talk about like, well, Dave, I'll start doing, you know, that side of it once I get that next big check. Well, guess what? Once that next big check comes, you're now
You're
looking
gonna
for the
be
check.
working harder.
You're checking for you're trying to get the check after that.
I've never met a person
Right.
that said, I just got a $100,000 check. I'm going to not work 80% of the time anymore.
Right. It's a totally different skill set. It's
Yeah.
a totally different habit.
This ain't just a mentorship, this is a life-changing event. I'm gonna take you on directions you never thought possible. Have you laughing in the face of fear. For most of you, this will be the beginnings of a long relationship. But we're gonna get through it together. You apply what we talk about today and your life is gonna change.